We are here at the Tobacco Farm Life Museum, located in Johnston County, North Carolina, in good old friendly Kinley. I'm going to show you guys some nice little footage here. Nice little buildings in the back. I certainly do hope we can get out there and see it today, because the thunder has certainly rolled in and the clouds are quite ominous. Either way, we're gonna go get our tickets. We're gonna go in and hopefully this rain will hold off or let up. I'm gonna show you guys around the museum. Here we go. Wow, so it's been a couple of years since we've been out to the museum here in Johnston County. This is in Kinley, North Carolina. It's a beautiful museum. They've done a wonderful, wonderful job with it. This is a cottage or a journeyman's loom right here in front of us. I can only imagine the people that worked on that loom and all the donations and things. Man, this is just great. This is great. Growing up in good old Johnston County in Kinley, right outside of Kinley actually, my grandparents were tenant farmers. So if you're a 70s or an 80s baby, you do understand. Yeah, it does. It all starts with the land, and it all starts with tobacco for us. Tobacco paid our way through everything. School. It paid our way through buying my school clothes, because as a kid you worked in the field. And my husband actually worked in tobacco too with his brother-in-law. There's a lot of different communities all around Smithfield, Selma. There's a lot of tobacco growers in the area because it was a cash crop. A cash crop. This whole video up here of the auctioneers used to remind me of going to tobacco warehouses where they used to sell. And my grandpa used to let me go to the tobacco warehouses in Wilson. And I would ride around on the golf cart with him, and I just was in awe of the guy who could do the auction prices and talk so fast, and it was so rhythmic with his voice. I never could really understand what he was saying, but it was fun. It was certainly fun to go and be part of that with those auctions and things. It's just great. It's so many great, wonderful artifacts and things in here, and reminds me a whole lot of my childhood, and I certainly do appreciate it. Even though like tobacco has changed, you know, a lot over the years, and not a lot of people are as involved or growing it like they used to did. Tobacco, they say, causes cancer, and I'm not here to dispute or to say it does or it don't, but we know from the different effects that it has, it's been known to cause some cancer in people and can be quite bad for you. But to know that there is a museum that is here that houses all of these wonderful artifacts of times gone past, this is just fabulous, and I enjoy walking through. It is a really great museum, and it brings back a lot of great childhood memories. Now over here, where it has the sack sheets and the bag dresses, my grannies, both my grandparents, Granny Lorraine and Granny Ludabelle, used to make quilts and used to crochet, and they used to sew, and all of these patchwork quilts and blankets there. I still have some at my house. I actually used to have one similar to this that was made, and it was a very heavy, wonderful blanket. I'm not for sure exactly. It might be packed up somewhere now. May or may not be. Or I may have lost it. I don't know. But I still love those old blankets. They're wonderful. And these were a lot of the clothes and outfits that people used to wear. My great-grandpa, Pa Avery, used to wear bib overalls just like that. And in the very top of his pocket, he used to have Juicy Fruit in it. Juicy Fruit's a gum. And he used to make me so mad because I wanted the whole stick of Juicy Fruit. And he would tear it in half and give it to me. But I remember my great-grandmothers dressing like this with the aprons and the long sleeve dresses. I had, we called her Mommy Inez and Ma Zeddy. They used to dress like that. I don't really remember too many dresses like this. I think this was a little bit before my time. But there they are. But I do remember a lot of baby pictures from my parents and my grandparents that looked just like that. And just really nicely preserved outfits, and just great things that are here. The whole entire museum is set up beautiful, just beautiful. It's set up so wonderfully well, and you can go in between all of the different stations here and just kind of get a glimpse of what it's like being in this part of eastern North Carolina, and Kenly, especially Johnston County. Kind of get a good glimpse. Man, look at all of this. This is a wonderful. Old fans and different mixers and ice boxes and ovens. I don't remember these ovens per se. It was a little bit before my time, even though I do feel antique some days. But my Granny Lorraine did have something similar to this right here, where she stored a lot of her cooking things and goodies and stuff. But isn't it just awesome? This is just absolutely amazing. And over here, if any of you guys know anything about smoking and cigarettes, I think back in high school that was the thing when I was growing up, at least, is everybody smoked because your parents or your grandparents or somebody in your family smoked, and that's just what you did. But look at some of these old packs of cigarettes here. And my grandpa, he used to smoke those Camel non-filters. And they weren't lights either. He smoked the Camel non-filters, and he would go through a carton a week. And unfortunately, he did pass away from the effects of smoking. It damaged his lungs really, really bad. Oh look, you can sniff some of the little things here in the little jars. Might bring back some memories. It is raining outside. I was hoping to get outside and tour the grounds, but we might not be able to do that today, so we may just be stuck inside, but that's okay too. One of the great things about the museum here is it's very community driven. It's very community oriented. And we had a wonderful chat with the executive director, just a super nice guy. And he's doing a lot of good things here for the museum. A lot of good things. There's a lot of good people that are involved here. They got a lot of good board members. Got a lot of great community support, and that's always a big plus. Look at that. And then there's an old gas pump right there. I never used one of those, and we still have one downtown that doesn't work. But it's kind of awesome to see it. Look at that. I love old tractors. Well, both my grandparents, as I stated, were tenant farmers, and everybody had tractors, and I think I rode on more tractors when I was little than I did cars. You know, just back in the day, get on the old tractor and ride around the field, do whatever you wanted to do with it. I wasn't worth a flip at driving it, and he used to laugh at me all the time. So a lot of these tools, and they did a lot of stuff by hand. I think a lot of the craft of making tools and working with your hands sometimes can be a lost art. Over the years, we kind of just don't do a lot of stuff with our hands anymore, and we lose a lot of that craftsmanship. So I love to see people working on things and woodworking and creating things and making all kinds of stuff. Now in my collection of things, looking at all the mules and the memories, I have an old mule collar that right before my papa, well, after my papa passed away, it was given to me by my grandmother. Just makes me very happy. Makes me very happy. I like traveling and going around, especially if it's anything that I can do that can support, you know, my community. I definitely like to do that. Old trunks like that were awesome back in the day. And I will tell you something that scares me the most. This area right here. This area right here is the old medical area right here. Really and truly just scares me the absolute most. And I think the reason why is I dearly, absolutely just loved Dr. Socks when I was little, because he was our doctor here in Kenly. I think he saw everybody. And a lot of these things I remember as a kid. And he had a nurse named Nurse Ruth. She was really interesting character. I liked her a lot. She was very funny. They have a really great store over here, which we'll go in a little bit. All different types of things that you can purchase in the store. It's just wonderful. And they have it, you know, just dressed up so nice and so pretty. I actually am drawn to this right here. You see this cash register? Well, when I grew up, right around out back, across the field behind my granny and papa's house, we would go to a place called Dote and Aaron's store. Now, Dote and Aaron had a different type of cash register, but I used to love those old cash registers in the old stores like that, because this counter was set up kind of like his. I mean, similar. Not exactly, but similar to his counter and some of the things that he sold. I loved it. You had one gas pump, and people could go and get gas out of that gas pump, and he had all different types of things at that store, including the glass bottle drinks. And I can remember back in the day getting the little small, as my papa used to call them, Coca-Cola bottles. Little small Coca-Cola bottles that were glass bottles like the ones that you see right down here. And you would get the crate. See the wood crate? And after you would drink them, you would put the empty glass bottle back into the crate, and then you would take it to the store and exchange it. And I think that's probably why I like Cokes. Even though, you know, Pepsis are here in North Carolina, I don't know. I prefer Cokes. Look, there's Kenly, 1910. How awesome. Huh. That is awesome. I have a kids play area over here too. There's a lot of different types of programs and things that they do have going on at the museum. And if you're lucky enough to have such a great place that preserves community and preserves history like our tobacco museum does, then you're lucky. There we go. So I showed you guys the inside of the museum. It totally did a complete downpour. I'm actually trying to look down, look at you, look down, look at you to make sure I've got my footing before I step into a little hole or a whatever, a little mud hole or something. So I'm gonna flip the camera around and I'm gonna show you guys some of these outbuildings. We call them good old backer barns. You say tobacco, we don't say that, we call it backer. Now you know something, a little bit of our southern dialect. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna show you all the different buildings and the outbuildings, and as you can see back here in the background, that's where we just left from. Beautiful museum, beautiful museum. If you can get out there, go visit it. Get outside, go do something, live a little, you know. I'm actually gonna start at the house first because it's still drizzling, raining a little bit, and I don't want to completely drench my camera lens and have all kinds of water dots, and then you guys won't be able to see what's happening and it'll look all funky. So I'm going to spin you around. Here we go. Alright, so we're coming up here on this house. Now my granny, she's, like I said, she's still living and she's still doing pretty well for her age of 91. But a lot of the houses that you see, and some of them that you may or may not see, have good old front porches just like this. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And the rain's picking up just a little bit, but you know what? It's okay, we're going to keep on going. Let's go to this one first. Oh wow, so we got a dining room over here, if you can see. Look at that. That's an old dining room. I guess it would bring back some really good memories for my granny and great granny, because they would probably be more familiar with a lot of this stuff than I would. And some things I do know what they are, and I do have a pot. Big old pot back there on that stove. I do have one of those, and I do have an oil lamp somewhere. We're gonna go up here to this house. We can walk in here. This is exactly what we're gonna do. Who loves this sound, just the squeaky hinges? Man, I do. I love some squeaky hinges. Oh, God bless your house too. Look at this. How nice. This is wonderful. It's set up beautifully well. Old wardrobe there where we keep blankets and clothes. Cradle. A wash pot back there. Water basin. Whatever you want to call it. Oh, look at that. Oh, nice. An old upright piano. Old lanterns. Oh, Singer sewing machine with the pedal footboard. Granny Lorraine used to have one of those too. Of Singer sewing machines. Those are real antiques. Got bed and another bedroom back there in the back, and then you can walk back out here on the back porch. Let's do that. Let's walk back here on the back porch. Oh, look. Nice. You can hear the traffic from 95 out back. Here's the other little bedroom that they had in there. The old wash basin, little toys, little things out what they had way back in the day. So much different than what we have now. Those dolls are handmade, by the way. My Granny Lorraine used to hand make me and Leanne dolls all the time. Cotton dolls, and she would buy these plastic Cupid doll heads and make their fabric body and make us clothes for them. here we are in the schoolhouse. The rain did not hold off for us, so we were able to take you on a little short tour of one of the houses, and I'll insert a little picture in here of the barn and different things. I'll try to take some good pictures. Maybe the rain will hold off a little bit so we can go look at the other properties. I don't know. We're pretty wet, aren't we? We're pretty cold. So let's go back out and let's see if the rain has kind of slowed up a little bit. If it has, I'll show you some more cool stuff. Growing up, you know, on farms and stuff, there's a lot of old equipment, a lot of old things that my papa, both my papas used to have, Pa Charlie and Pa Arthur, and have old barns that you go and visit, and just, they would tell you all about it. Ooh, this smell brings back some memories. Not of tying tobacco. We didn't really tie when I was growing up, but now my grandparents, my mama, daddy, aunts and uncles and them, they used to tie tobacco. Matter of fact, I think my aunt and uncle won a tobacco tying contest out here one year, if I'm not mistaken. They'll have to correct me in the comments below, but I think they did. I hope you guys will come out and visit the Tobacco Farm Life Museum out here in good old Kenly, friendly Kenly, North Carolina. It's located in Johnston County, Eastern North Carolina. I'm standing on the porch here of the lovely house that we just went through, and the rain stopped. How awesome. So you have all different types of programs and things and buildings to visit. I think it's on 5 acres out here. The museum is beautiful. If you love historic things, you love reading about history, and you like to learn about people from other cultures and other parts of the world, then come on out and see what it's like just to live and how it once was way back in the day. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we'll see you on the next adventure. And hopefully you'll just get out and live a little. Simple happiness, that's all it is. Live life, do good things, go visit, go see something, go step outside of the norm. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you again on the next vlog with Go Chrissy O, Pursuit of Happiness.